Good morning children, welcome back to the new video. Today we are going to do term 2 lesson 1 in history class 7th Vijayanagar and Bhamani kingdoms. Okay, what we are going to learn in this lesson, we are going to know the circumstances that lead to the rise and expansion of Vijayanagar and Bhamani kingdoms, to familiarize ourselves with the administration, military organization and the economic life during the time of their region, and to know the contribution of Vijayanagar and Bhamani ruler to literature and art and architecture. Okay, an introduction. The political conditions of India in the 14th century provide great opportunity for the rises of new kingdoms in the south. The repressive measures of the temperamental Muslim king Muhammad bin Tughlaq lead to the rise of many new independent states. In the south, Vijayanagar and Gulbarga or Bhamani emerged as two great kings, and the Bhamani kingdom spread all over Maharashtra and partly over Karnataka. This is ruled by 18 monarchs. It lasts for nearly 180 years. Early in the 16th century, it collapsed and split into 5 sultanates: Bijapur, Ahmednagar, Golconda, Bidar and Berar. Okay, and next we are going to see the foundations of Vijayanagar Empire. Before this, the state of Vijayanagar continued to flourish for nearly 200 years. Ultimately, Vijayanagar wealth and properties, including the Muslim Deccan kingdom, to launch a combined war against it. In 1565, the Battle of Talikota, finally they could succeed in crushing Vijayanagar Empire. So we'll see the foundation of Vijayanagar Empire. So in this, Vijayanagara, Vijaya means victory and Nagara means city. Vijayanagar means city of victory. In this, Vijayanagar, the city of victory, was established in southern Karnataka by two brothers, namely Arihara and Bukka. According to one tradition, Vidyarnya, head of Sevat Sangeri Muth, instructed them to abandon their services to the Tughlaq and rescue the country from Muslim authority. The new kingdom was called Vidyarnya for the time in honor of the spiritual teacher Vidyarnya, before it come to be called as Vijayanagara. And 4 dynasty, namely Sangama dynasty, Saluva dynasty, Tuluva dynasty and Aravidu dynasty. Okay. Next we are going to see about Sangama dynasty. The Sangama dynasty located near Tungabhadra river. The struggle between Vijayanagara and the Sultanate of Madurai lasted for 4 decades, and Kumara Kampana, expeditors of Madurai, described in Madura Vijayam, which was composed by Kumara Kampana's wife Ganga Devi. The greatest ruler of Sangama dynasty was Devaraya II. After his death, the dynasty became weak. Okay children, next we are going to see about Saluva dynasty. So this, after Devaraya II, the Vijayanagar Empire went through the crisis. The able commander of Vijayanagar army, Saluva Narasimha, making use of this situation, he declared himself as the emperor after murdering the last ruler of Sangama dynasty, Veera Prakash Raya II. But the Saluva dynasty, founded by Saluva Narasimha, come to an end with his death. When Naras Nayaka is able gender seized power, it led to the Tuluva dynasty. Okay, and Tuluva dynasty was the third ruling dynasty of Vijayanagar empires. Next, we are going to see about Tuluva dynasty. And this Krishna Devaraya, who reigned for 20 years, was the most illustrious ruler of the Tuluva dynasty. His first step after assigning the throne was to bring under the control the independent chieftains in the Tungabhadra river basin. So he got success in that, and his next main target was Gulbarga. The Bhamani Sultan Muhammad Shah had been overthrown and kept in imprisonment by his minister. Krishna Devaraya able to feed the Sultan and restore him to the throne. Similarly, he forced a war on Prataparudra, the Gajapati ruler of Odisha. And Prataparutra succeeded to Vijayanagar Empire and gave his daughter to Princess Ganga Mogini, married to Krishna Deva Raya. Okay, so Krishna Deva Raya returned the territories he had conquered from Prataparutra, and Krishna Deva Raya, with the assistance of the Portuguese Ganas, could easily defeat the Sultan of Golconda and subsequently take over Rachur from the ruler of Bijapur. Okay, the Krishna Deva Raya was a great builder, and he built the huge irrigation tanks and reservoirs of harvesting rainwater. He built the famous temple of Krishna Swami and Harsha Ramasamy and Vitala Swami, and he distributed the wealth he gained in war to all the major temples of South India for the purpose of construction temple gateways, that is Kobras called Raja Kobras in his honor. And also he required a large army and built many strong forts. He imported large number of horses from Arabia and Iran, which came in ship to the Vijayanagara port on the west coast. He had good friendly relationship with the Portuguese and Arabian trader, which increases the empire income through customs. Next, we are going to see pattern of literature, art, and architecture. In this, Krishna Deva Raya patronized art and literature. 8 eminent scholars in literature known as Asdigajas, and they adored his court. Among them, Alasani Pedana was the greatest of them all, and another notable figure was Tenali Ramakrishna. Next, we are going to see about Battle of Talikota and the decline of Vijayanagar. Krishna Deva Raya was succeeded by his younger brother Achyuta Deva Raya after the uneventful reigns of Achyuta Deva Raya and his successor Venkata I. Sadashiva Raya, the minor, assigned the throne. His regent Rama Raya and the able gender of the kingdom continue as a de facto ruler even after Sadashiva Raya attained the age for becoming the king. He relegated Sadashiva Raya to the nominal king. In the meantime, the sultans of Deccan kingdom succeeded in forming a league to fight the Vijayanagar Empire. The combined forces of the enemies met at Talikota in 1565. In the battle, Vijayanagar was defeated. There was terrible human slaughter and pillaging the capital city of Hampi. All the building palaces and the temple were destroyed in it. The beautiful carvings and the sculptures were destroyed. The glorious Vijayanagar Empire were ceased to exist. Okay, next we are going to see about Aravidu dynasty. So, Ramaraya was killed on the battlefield and his brother Tirumala Deva Raya managed to escape along with the king Sadashiva Raya. Tirumala Deva Raya moved to Chandragiri, carried all the treasures and wealth that could be salvaged, and there he started to rule Aravidu dynasty, and he built the capital at Penukonda and kept the empire intact for the time. Internal dissension and the intrigues of the sultans of Bijapur and Golconda, however, leads to the final collapse of empire about 1646. And next we are going to say about Vijayanagar administration. In this, kingship was hereditary based on the principles of primogeniture, and sometimes they will be nominating the successor, and they will be instant of Ashrupati, and Salwa Narasimha usurped the throne, and it led to the replacement of Sangama dynasty with the Saluva dynasty. The practice of appointing the regent to look after the administration when the minor succeeded the throne was also prevalent. So next we are going to see the structure of governance. The empire was divided into different mandalams, nadus, and talas and gramas. Okay, each province. Province means mandalams. Okay. So Nadu means district, and Talas means taluk, and village Gramas means villages. Okay. Each province was administered by the governor called Mandaleshwara. The lowest unit of the administration was village. Okay. The army consisted of the infantry, cavalry, and the elephant corps. The army was modernized, and Vijayanagar army began using firearms. And the combination of firearms and the cavalry made them one of the most fearing armies of India. Okay. And next we'll pass into economic conditions of Vijayanagar Empire. So in this, Vijayanagar Empire was one of the richest states then known to the world. Several foreign travelers who visited the empire during the 15th and the 16th century left behind glowing account of his splendors and wealth. The emperors issued a large number of gold coins called varagas. And next is about agriculture. Agriculture is one of the best thing happen in this area. So it was the policy of its ruler to encourage the agriculture in different parts of the empire by the following a wise irrigation policy. Apart from the state, there were wealthy landholders and the temple that investing in irrigation to promote agriculture. Abdul Razak, the visiting Persian emissary to Vijayanagar's Krishna Devaraya's court, records the huge tank built with the help of Portuguese masons. Channels were constructed by supply water from tank to different parts of the city. The city was well choked with a variety of agriculture goods. Next is about cottage industries. Vijayanagar's agriculture production was supplemented by numerous cottage scale industry. The most important of them were textile, mining, and metallurgy. Craft and the industries were regulated by Wits. And Abdul Razak, the maker, makes a reference to spread guild for each groups of tradesmen and craftsmen. Okay, next we'll say about trade. During the Vijayanagar Empire, inland, coastal, and overseas trade flourished in goods such as silks from China, spices from Malabar region, and precious stones from Burma. Vijayanagar traded with Persia, South Africa, Portugal, Arabia, China, Southeast Asia, and Sri Lanka. Okay, next we will see contribution to literature. Under the patronage of Vijayanagar ruler, religious as well as secular books were written in different languages such as Sanskrit, Telugu, Kannada, and Tamil. And Krishna Devaraya wrote Amyukta Malayala, an epic in Telugu, and also a Sanskrit drama, Jambavati Kalyanam. And Tenali Ramakrishna authored Panduranga Mahatyam. Okay, and next we'll see about the contribution to architectures. The temple building activity of the Vijayanagar ruler produced a new style called Vijayanagar style. The prominence of pillars and pillars in large number and the manner in which they were sculptures are hallmark of the Vijayanagar style. Horses was the most common animal to be depicted on the pillars. The structure have mandapams with a rising platform, and these temples also have the marriage hall with elaborated curved pillars. And next, we'll going into Bhamani kingdom. Next, we are going to see about Bhamani kingdom. In that, foundation and consolidations of the Bhamani kingdom. Alauddin Khaja, also known as Hasan Gangu, seized Daulatabad and declared himself Sultan under the title of Baham Shah in 1347. In his effort, this Turkish officers of Daulatabad were supported by other military leaders in rebellion against the Sultan of Delhi, Muhammad bin Tughlaq. In 2 years, Alauddin Baham Shah shifted his capital to Gulbarga. His successor found it difficult to organize a suitable kingdom even around Gulbarga, so the capital was again shifted to Bidar in 1429. There were 18 monarchs of the Bhamani dynasty. Next we will see about Alauddin Hasan Baham Shah, 1347 to 1358. Alauddin Shah ruled for 11 years. He attempted to exact annual tribute from the state of Warangal. The ready kingdoms of Rajamundri and Kondavidu leads to frequent war. Alauddin Baham Shah divided the kingdom into 4 territorial divisions called tariffs. A governor was appointed for each province, and he commanded an army was solely responsible for its administration and for the collection of revenue. The system worked well under the powerful king, but its danger became apparent during the reigns of the weak rulers. Okay, and next we are going to see about Muhammad Shah I. So Muhammad Shah I succeeded Baham Shah. He waged 2 wars with the Vijayanagar but could not gain from it. But his attack on Warangal in 1363 earned him a large property and wealth, including the important fortress of Golconda and his precious turquoise throne, which thereafter becomes the throne of Bahmani kings. Muhammad Shah laid a solid foundations for the kingdom, and his system of government continued even after the Bahmani kingdom disintegrated into 5 sultanates. He built 2 mosques at Gulbarga, one of the greatest mosques completed in 1367, measures 260 by 16 feet and has a roofed courtyard. A large number of Arabs, Turkeys, and notably Persians became to immigrating to the decade. Many of them at the invitations of Sultan Muhammad I, and they had a strong influence on the development of Muslim culture during subsequent generations. Next, we are going to see about successor of Muhammad Shah I. So, Mujahid, the son of Muhammad Shah, assigned the throne, however, on his return to Gulbarga from the expeditions against Vijayanagar. He was assassinated, and the nephew of the conspirator Dad, the uncle of Muhammad, was enthroned in 1378 as Muhammad II. And Muhammad II's reign was peaceful, and the Sultan spent much of his time building his court as a center of culture and learning. Next, we are going to see about Muhammad Gawan. Muhammad Gawan was a very wise scholar and able administrator, and he improved administration, education, revenue system, disciplined army, and abolished corruptions. And the decaying noble grew jealous of his success and considered him as the obstacles of their rise. So, forging a letter to implicating Gawan is a conspiracy against the Sultan, and the Sultan, who himself was not happy with Gawan's domain, ordered him executions. Okay, and next we are going to see decline of Bahmani kingdoms. So, in this, after his death, his long rule is noted for the beginning of disintegrations. So, during this period, the Sultanate gradually broke up 5 independent kingdoms. Okay, so first one is Bidar, Bijapur, Ahmednagar, Berer, and Golconda. Okay, and next we are going to see the contribution to art, education, and architecture. So first one, architecture, and this evident in Gulbarga. The most prominent is a Gulbarga fort. This finds illustrative of their architectural skills. And in education, he encouraged Arabic and Persian language and opened many institutions for the purpose of educating children. And Muhammad Gawan's world-famous madrasa in Bidar with a large library. Okay. So we come to the end, we'll see the summary once again. So first we saw about Vijayanagar Empire. So that Vijayanagar Empire is divided into 4 dynasties: Sangama dynasty, Saluva dynasty, Tuluva dynasty, and Aravidu dynasty. The founder of this Vijayanagar Empire is Harihara and Bukka, and Krishnadeva Raya illustrates ruler, system of governance, economic, literacy, art, and architecture. We studied in the Vijayanagar Empire. And next is about Bhamani Kingdom. Founder Alauddin Baham Shah. The administrative system introduced by Baham Shah and measures adopted by Muhammad I and later by Muhammad Govan during the kingship of Muhammad III are analyzed and deal with contribution to architecture education too. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching this video.